Welcome back to United Financially, and spring is officially here, or so we thought, because we did have a snowstorm last night.
About 3 inches.
Oh, easily. Out in the country where we live, it was to our knees, and both my husband and I did get stuck, and I had to call a family member to pull my big old truck out.
Oh no.
But it's okay.
That might be because you're out there in the country because we didn't get that much.
Yeah.
You must have been drifting snow.
Yeah. We're here at Seneca at the refuge again.
Yes.
We love this place.
Yes. Cheers.
And just being in Seneca, there's like no snow here.
I know.
It's crazy. It's night and day from Ottawa to Seneca. So.
No.
Is today the first day of spring?
It is.
It's the first day of spring.
Yes,
Perfect timing for our podcast. Okay. So while you might be thinking about cleaning out your closets and freshening up your yard, it's that time of year, we're here to talk about something just as important, and that would be spring cleaning your finances. Just as important as your closet and your yard, I would say even more important. So in today's episode, we're walking through simple but powerful ways to declutter your budget, wipe away debt, and freshen up your financial future. So grab your notebook or your favorite app, whatever you want to use, and let's get with it.
Let's get with it. So first, we're going to talk about decluttering your budget. Think of your budget as that junk drawer in your kitchen where things kind of fall in there and get collected, and it's just
a mess.
You don't notice it until it's a big mess.
Yeah.
We're going to review our monthly expenses, whether that's the old-fashioned way, like Crystal said, with pen and paper, or I recently have converted from pen and paper to an Excel spreadsheet, which is easy for the math part.
Yeah.
Very easy for the math part. We're going to identify some wasteful spending, unforgotten subscriptions. I know there's a lot, and my recommendation is to rank them from either your favorite to your least favorite, or from your most used to your least used, and then go ahead and knock those bottom ones off the list. And better yet, you could put that money that you were paying for that unused subscription, and you could put it into a savings account. And then look at there, you're decluttering and you're saving.
Fun story about figuring out your subscriptions. I've been at Ottawa High School teaching the last few days Mad City Money, and I have to have them budget for streaming services. And Mad City Money, I'm a discount $50 for all the streaming services. Well, the teachers were serious about it, and they went and found all the popular subscriptions and how accurate the prices were, and I had the students add them up, and it was almost $190 in subscriptions.
Oh,
it's crazy, almost $200 a month in just subscriptions.
That could be going to a new car.
It could. And I think it was eye-opening to a lot of the students that took the class, like, oh yeah, we're definitely not having those subscriptions. It's all right, mom and dad are paying them, but not me, not when I get older.
It probably is going to make them think about which ones they can't live without and which ones they might have to part with.
Yeah, yep. So keep that in mind. Subscriptions add up. I know almost every podcast we're talking about it, but it truly does.
And in marketing, they say that you have to see something 7 times in order for it to stick in your brain and remember it. So if you think that we're annoying you, we are really doing you a favor.
So next, with spring cleaning, we are going to wipe away debt. So let's wipe away the debt off of our shelves and start by listing out all of our debt, our credit cards, our loans, our personal debt. So write it down, use your app, list everything that you have so you know what you're working with. And then I want you to prioritize either the high interest rate ones. This is kind of like the snowball effect, where you can go with the high interest rate and pay that down and then go to the next one. Or in my household, I like to pay the smallest debt off first and then go from there, because it's way more manageable for me and I like instant gratification. So list all your debts and then go and prioritize either by interest rate or how much you owe and see what you want to pay off first. And then consider debt consolidation or refinancing options. And again, Financial Plus has partnered up with GreenPath Financial.
Great resource.
It is. It's free. Just give them a call and they'll help you. But you're not alone with this. Everybody's doing it. I think it's a great way to start your spring. Just as important as closets and yards, seeing where you're at debt-wise.
Yeah. So now that we have wiped away our debt, like the dust on the shelf.
Yes, those darn dust
now
bunnies.
We're going to do a little refreshing. So we're going to look at our saving strategy and maybe do a little refreshing. So we're going to open the fresh air to our savings plan.
I love it.
First thing you need to do is check on your emergency fund. Ideally, you want to have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up, backlogged, in case you run into some sort of emergency. Who knows what's going to happen?
That statistic is in case you lose your job or you get hurt and you can't work anymore, or a few years ago how we had the pandemic and a lot of us couldn't work.
Yeah.
So recommended 3 to 6 months worth of your income saved up in your emergency in case something like that happens.
And if you're like me and you know that you might be eager to save 1 month, but then the next month you maybe forget, I think it's a great idea to treat your savings plan like a loan or like a payment. So you can have that amount automatically taken out.
Yes.
And then you don't even have to think about it. And you can pat yourself on the back every time it happens.
Yeah, you're saving and you don't even realize it. That's how we operate in our household. Every time we get paid, it's automatically from our direct deposit put into our savings accounts. So then we learn to live on X amount of dollars, and we're saving for our emergency fund, medical, because we're getting older. We have that type of account too.
Things you don't think about.
Yeah.
So if you're doing good with your savings plan, maybe I would consider looking at maybe a higher yielding savings account.
You do have options. So I know at Financial Plus Credit Union, we have a money market, and it's tiered off of how much you have in the account. So honestly, you can start with a little amount, but the more that you build, then it's going to put you in a different interest rate bracket where you're going to be earning more money.
But with that money market, does it stay? Are you allowed to take it out? It has to stay in there, right?
You are allowed to do so many withdrawals at a time. You can't just put it in there and just constantly take it out. Like there are some stipulations because it's meant to help you save your money.
I was thinking, not me, but someone who's good at saving and they have maybe a good chunk, and then maybe they could take a portion of that chunk and put it in that higher interest bearing account. So then maybe you have more of a long-term goal to meet. Like if you're saving up for that house and then you have 2 accounts, so one maybe you don't touch as often and you save that for a big spend. And then this other one is, for when you want to get a new phone or something, more short term.
Again, just from experience, we do the same thing. We saved up so much and we call it our secret savings account. It's not attached to our normal accounts. So there's many options out there. We just really want you to start saving.
And to save for your own lifestyle.
Yeah.
For what you want to buy and what's most important to you.
And so you don't have to work the rest of your life.
Exactly.
One of my favorite topics. It's not so much financial, but it's just as important. It's organizing important documents. We all have a lot of documents, and kind of like the junk drawer thing you said earlier. We take all these papers, put them in our filing cabinet. We don't think about them. But important documents, what if, it is springtime, tornado season. You could have a storm and then all of your stuff just be blown away. So just organize it, put it in a safe place. Last night when the storms were coming through, I was thinking of that. Like, what if all of my important stuff just blew away? It made me start thinking about this topic.
It's a good time too, because you're probably going to be rooting around in there in your important documents because it's tax season. When you're rooting around in your documents, trying to find all this paperwork you need to bring to your accountant or do it yourself, that's a great time to do a little organizing.
Yes. So you can digitize your papers. So if you find all your papers and you don't want to put them in a filing cabinet or in a safe, you can scan them in, which I've been thinking about doing that, just getting a little scanner to scan my papers. And then once you're done with those papers, I would just like to shout out that Financial Plus does have a shred day, the beginning of May. So all those
coming up.
Yeah, coming up real close. It's a free service. All those documents that you have found spring cleaning that you no longer need, bring them in, and we will dispose of them the proper way.
And for free is a pretty good gig. At our office, we were rooting. We were going through some of our files because we have very, very old files, which was really cool to look at. But unfortunately, they need to be shredded. And at the time, it was like there wasn't a shred day coming up, so we had sent them in to get shredded. It was like $400. I mean, we had a lot of paper, but
That's
to shred things,
yeah.
So you're gonna want to do it for free.
Yeah,
I would definitely take advantage of that free shred day.
I didn't realize how important it was until I started working there, and that place is popping on shred day. And lastly, I want to talk about updating your beneficiaries. So if you have accounts anywhere, it doesn't matter where, hopefully a Financial Plus, it's all right if not, updating your beneficiaries on all of your accounts as well as your insurance. You never know what could happen, and we want to make sure that your loved ones, the ones that you want your things to, that they can have it. And it's way easier if you just have them as your beneficiaries.
And maybe that's just checking the box saying, yep, that's still my person, that's still my beneficiary.
Yes.
That's all you need to do.
Absolutely, because things do change.
So we know that spring is all about growth. So let's take a moment to plant some new financial goals. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? We need to first define our short-term and our long-term goals. So that's what are we going to be wanting to spend our money on a month from now? What are we going to be wanting to spend our money on a year from now, 5 years from now? Where do we want to be?
Yeah.
And so what does it take to set a goal? Well, you can't just say, I want this to happen. I want to save. That doesn't mean anything, right? We have to have a measurable goal. And so what's it called? The SMART method.
I have not heard this, so this is new to me.
I have heard this. It's important.
Good.
I'm trying to implement it. Okay, so SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
And lastly, with all of our spring cleaning we're doing, we're going to do a bill audit. So let's sweep for those hidden costs, because we all know that they're in there, and over the winter we just let them go to the side. So this is renegotiating your utilities, insurance, and internet all around. See what the best rate is. Do not settle. There's a lot of competitors out there, and they want to keep you as a customer. So make sure you're working those angles. And then lastly, of course, the cashback apps. Those are great ways to save money.
A lot of times it's like scanning your receipt or something, some fun little game.
Yep.
Spring cleaning your finances doesn't have to be overwhelming. Whether it's trimming your unused subscriptions, decluttering your budget, or just setting fresh goals, these steps will add up to big savings over time.
It absolutely will.
And so our suggestion is to pick one or two and start today.
Absolutely.
And your future self will thank you. Your summer self will thank you. And your fall self will thank you.
Your mental health will thank you. Finances play such a huge role in mental health, and we just want everybody to be mentally healthy.
Yeah.
So these little steps can help achieve that.
They can help a lot more than you think. So thank you for tuning in to United Financially. So until next time,
we're signing out.
Peace.